Hey everybody, I'm Olivia and I am here to stir the pot today. So today, in the name of fun and games, I am going to be talking about fragrances that I just don't get it. Now, I don't feel like I should have to make this disclaimer, but I'm gonna go ahead and make it. If I talk about a fragrance today that you love, go ahead and keep loving it. I'm sure it smells great on you, but I don't like it. And I am gonna talk about it, and I'm not gonna tolerate any slander in the comments that I'm being rude or I'm being too hard on something. It's just an opinion. And at the end of the day, opinion isn't fact. So I'm not right, I'm not wrong, you're not right, you're not wrong. So we can just, we can decide that everyone has different preferences, and that's fine. I'm just here to talk a little smack about some designer fragrances that honestly, I just don't really get it. The first one I'm going to be talking about today is Prada Candy. Sugar water in a bottle? I simply have never in my life been able to smell this fragrance. I can smell like a little like benzoin or like maybe something a little bit like lightly sweet and creamy, but it's just there. It has no scent. I don't understand. It's like the most basic sugar water scent I have ever smelled in my life. And tell me, has anyone experienced this? Can you guys smell Prada Candy? I mean, I don't even know why it's on the market. You could basically be selling water and that's it. That one blows my mind. It's simply, I don't understand it. I don't understand why people would spend money on that. And I have heard that Prada Candy Night has like a chocolatey accord and it's deeper and richer. So maybe I'll try that one out. But as far as Prada Candy goes, I don't get it. The next up is Armani Si. The entire Armani Si line. I just simply feel like the fragrance profile of Armani Si, all of them, is dated and boring. I just feel like it's the most generic. You walk into Macy's or you're walking around the mall and you pass a department store and you smell fragrance and that's what it smells like. It's so boring. It's so generic, and I mean, I have smelled all the flankers. I always am chasing them around to see, like, am I ever gonna like one of the Armani Si ranges? And I don't get it. Now this will be interesting because this seems to be every influencer's favorite. And I succumbed to constantly hearing about Mon Guerlain. Everyone talking about how much they love Mon Guerlain. And I went to smell it. And to me, the lavender in it makes it smell medicinal, and it makes it smell like bug spray. It smells a lot like a botanical bug spray that we used to use when I was younger to kind of spray around an area to keep mosquitoes away. And every time I smell it, I'm like, I don't understand why everyone feels like this is like a warm, vanillic, delicious wife scent, if you know who always says that it's a wifey scent. I smell it and I'm like, God, would never want my wife to smell like this. It smells like bug spray. And you know what, I wasn't gonna include this one, but another one that gives me heavy bug spray smell is Coco Mademoiselle. Now that one I can tolerate. Some days I'm in the mood for Coco Mademoiselle. Sometimes I'm into it. It does have a sophisticated note to it. I think that it is classy and it is, it's lovely. It's grown, it's established. But there's just every now and again, there's something about it to me that I'm like, ooh, that has a medicinal, just chemically smell to it, and it doesn't smell natural to me. It smells very artificial. This one goes without saying. I have said this in several videos now. Black Opium. Okay, Black Opium is so sweet, so fake coffee smell. Now talk about synthetic. that smells like a bad night at a strip club. I'm just gonna put it out there. That sounds like a bad night clubbing. It's just so heavy and cloying and sweet and nauseating and so artificial. There's nothing natural smelling about that. And not to say that it needs to smell natural, because like aldehydes aren't natural and they smell good. But that one, I smell it and I'm just like, trashy 19-year-old trying to get into a bar with a fake ID. I'm sorry, that's so mean, but I hate it, I don't get it. Okay, another one that I feel is kind of along the lines of Armani Si. Not to say that they smell similar, but Chloe by Chloe. I have Chloe Love Story, and I feel like that one's not talked about enough whatsoever, but Chloe and Chloe Nomad, and those two smell completely different, but both of those, they're just so forgettable to me. I have gotten countless samples of them, and every time I wear it, I'm like, I will never be remembered by this scent because I smell like 20 other people. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like, it's nice, it's clean smelling, it's non-offensive, it maybe be good for the office, but I don't get the hype surrounding it and why it seems to stick around in the way that it does, just because it's forgettable, very forgettable. Safe blind buy if you were getting a gift for somebody maybe, but just like, no personality. On the contrary, this one has a lot of personality, it's just not my taste, is Kilian Love Don't Be Shy. Now, when there was the big hype about Rihanna's signature scent being Kilian Love Don't Be Shy, of course, I was like, yeah, I gotta try it out. I gotta get my hands on it. And I thought, it's Rihanna. It's gonna smell amazing. I don't need to smell it. I'm just gonna buy it and I'm gonna take it home. Took it home, sprayed it on myself, and I'm like, oh my God. It smells like, okay, when I was a kid, I got Body Fantasies Body Splash with glitter in it that was in a little plasticky butterfly-shaped bottle, and I wore the crap out of that. And it's so sweet and so annoying and so childish and so plasticky and cheap and disgusting smelling to me. And that's exactly what this smelled like. And I'm like, hey, to each their own. At the end of the day, if you love it, wear it. But that one, it gave me a stomach ache. The minute I smelled it, I was like, I want to puke. So yeah, I really like that one as a deep detest. And you know what's bizarre is just because I wanted to see, I got the Dossier version of that, which is something marshmallow. They gave it a new name because it had the O word in it. If you guys don't know what that means, somebody tell them in the comments below. But yeah, so it had a different name on Dossier. It was their dupe version of Love Don't Be Shy. And I actually don't mind that one because it's, to me, not as like intensely, it's not even tuberose, is that orange blossom, just like toothache-y sweet. It's a little bit more subdued, a little bit more watery. So that one I can, you know, I've maybe worn it twice. It's not really my thing, but that one I can get down with a little bit more. So if you like that scent and you feel like it's just a little bit too much, you're like, I do like it, but it's just a little too much, try the Dossier version because it's significantly less expensive and it does perform similarly, but it's just not as intense. Okay, the next one is Dolce & Gabbana, The Only One. So, am I the only one who notices that that smells like black opium? So I feel like I'm being redundant by saying two things that smell alike I don't care for, but I feel like I haven't heard anybody say that smells like a slightly tweaked version of black opium. It is a creamy, coffee, sweet, vanillic smell. And I've heard that The Only One Intense is a lot better than the original, that it is just more deep, richer, a little bit more grounded. So I'd be interested to try that one, but Yeah, it's interesting. I had heard so many reviews because, you know, people get kind of stuck on the exact same ones and you'll see the same thing in every video. And so I was like, okay, I keep hearing about that one. And then I went to smell it and I was like, wait a minute. Am I being punked? This is Black Opium in a different packaging. No? This is going to be another one that's like a little controversial. It is La Belle by Jean-Paul Gaultier. That is another one that I have heard so many people talk about. I have heard so many people rave about. And so just recently, actually, I was like, okay, I'm gonna get a card at like Macy's or something. So I gave it a spray and, you know, okay, that one it's not bad. Some of these on this list, I don't like them at all. This one, I will say, it's not bad. But in my opinion, it's too sweet. It's like syrupy that I can only imagine if you wore this in heat, you would just be like radiating like sickly, sugary, syrupy, sweet smell. And you know, it's fruity, so it's got a freshness to it, but it's another one that I was like, is this kind of similar to La Vie Belle? Kind of reminds me of La Vie Belle, which I actually like La Vie Belle. Everyone's like, that one's so generic, but then turn around and are like, oh my God, La Belle is like the most grand thing that ever happened. I was like, God, they smell kind of similar. Am I losing my mind here? But like I said, I like La Vie Belle, but then La Belle by Jean-Paul Gaultier, it's just, it's too sweet for my taste, and it's just a little like forgettable. Again, it seems like everyone on this platform raves about that, and I'm here to be the contrary one and be like, it's not that great. Again, in the category of not bad, but just forgettable is Daisy by Marc Jacobs, and it is one of the most like high-selling fragrances, so I think that's part of the reason. But you know, it's a nice, light, dainty floral, right? It's clean. It's a good scent. Don't get me wrong. I think that it is a good scent. It's just, you know, everyone smells like that. Everyone smells like that. I feel like they've duped that in cheaper versions. I feel like a lot of Marc Jacobs stuff can be a little bit redundant. Just like all of their flankers of Daisy smell so similar that I'm like, what's the point in this? You know, but then, you know, you get something like Marc Jacobs Perfect and Perfect Intent that don't smell alike, that I love, that I think are worth the investment. But Daisy, again, that's another one that I'm like, just get the Dossier version. I'm not sponsored by them, by the way. I swear I'm not. I just like their stuff. But yeah, it's just, why would you spend the money on something that you can get something so similar, and it is so generic that you could just kind of get something from Zara and it would be the same thing. Because even the original doesn't have longevity, right? So why would you spend the money? I don't know. Just my opinion. And the last one, and this one confuses me because this does fall into the category of, I think it's a unique smell and it's really hyped, but I don't understand why. And it's all of the Dior Poison range. Specifically, there is one of them, and I think it's Hypnotic Poison or Pure Poison. I can't remember which one. I've smelled all of them, didn't like any of them. And there's one of them that upon initial spray, the very first smell that I get is anise, like star anise, like black licorice smell. And there's not no, you couldn't pay me. I hate black licorice. I hate the smell of it. And so I mean, to me, they smell like poison, right? They don't smell like, ooh, they're supposed to be real sexy, right? Everyone's like, ooh, they're so sexy. It's such a lovely, and some of them smell like sugar water, and then some of them literally smell medicinal or like black licorice. And I'm like, please, someone tell me which one smells like black licorice, because I've smelled them all, and all of them, I was like, oh, you gotta be kidding me. Why are these so popular? Like, interesting. But I mean, maybe it will just do an amazing thing on the skin. I think I put the red one on the skin, and that's the only one that I was like, maybe. After all of the top notes have faded, after it was just solely base notes, I was like, maybe. But I still, you know, it's Dior. It's still a good little bit of money. So I'm like, I'm not gonna waste my money on something that I'm just kind of like, heh, about. Okay guys, so that is my designer fragrances that I'm like a little bit confused about. That's the end of my rant. Like I said in the beginning, if you guys love these smells, keep wearing them. Who am I? I'm nobody. I'm like literally a stranger on the internet. Who cares what I think, right? I'm just doing this for fun. And at the end of the day, we don't need to defend fragrances. They don't have feelings. It's the people who wear them that have feelings. I'm not going to come up to your face and say, hey, you stink. No, that's rude. I would never do that. But I can look at a bottle of perfume and be like, hey, you stink, right? Like, it doesn't have feelings. It's okay. It's an inanimate object. We'll be okay. There's bigger fights that we should be fighting. Trust me. There's other causes that you can put your energy into. I promise you that. So before you write me a nasty comment, just remember, turn that energy around and put it into any social justice cause that actually needs your help. Cool? Awesome. So I'm Olivia, once again. If you like this kind of video, I don't know if I'm going to do a ton of roasting videos, to be honest. I felt like it. I usually just do regular reviews. So if that's something you're into, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. And until next time, I'll see you guys. Bye.